Hey, how you guys doing? First and foremost, I want to apologize for not getting the video out when I said I was going to get it out. Thought I was going to have some extra time on my hands, but apparently something came up at the last minute, so I was not available to actually finish voicing over the actual video, so I do apologize about that. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the obvious and the not so obvious. For instance, what are you seeing now? Yes, I know you're seeing the buildings and the businesses and so forth, and the houses and so forth, but you got to look a little deeper than that. They said the new attention span, according to an article I read a couple days ago, said it's 8 seconds. So I guess I gotta have about 5 seconds to get your attention. So what you're seeing pretty much is land. You see, without land, you don't have the basis for life. In order for any civilization to thrive, it needs 3 things: land, that's the obvious; water, and people, male and females, in order to recreate. So, without land, you don't have anything. All this at one point was just nothing but vacant land. And then they took the land and actually built houses and businesses and so forth. Someone had to own the land. So in order for them to actually have the ability to actually build these houses and the roads, well, I mean, the government, I guess, would have a right to. You can give the government easement. I'm not for sure how to do it if they buy the land from you. I'm not for sure on all the details on that, but in regards to the houses and the businesses, some of the businesses don't even own the land underneath the business. They actually lease it. So that's why you see sometimes some businesses go out of business because they can't afford to pay the lease because they have lack of support from the people, whatever have you. So they go out of business. But back on the point with the land, if you don't have any land, what do you have to pass down? The land is a true form of wealth. Everything you consume on a daily basis, think about it, it comes from the land. Whether it be clothes, food. Well, you might say, well, the cows don't come from the land. Yeah, but they actually graze on land, farmland. Chickens, I know they have the big agro companies that they have the chicken coops and whatnot, but still, it's still on someone's land. So that's the main point of this actual video. This is the true wealth, and if you don't have any land, I don't know what you're really talking about when you're talking about you have wealth and you're doing okay. Because if you have a house, you're paying somebody the mortgage, and even after you actually pay off your house, in case some places you live, even after you pay off the house, you still got to pay the taxes. And on top of that, if you didn't have to worry about the taxes, guess what? You still have to worry about the home association fees, because some places you live, they can actually foreclose your house for not paying home association fees. Oh yeah. But again, that's not what the video is about. It's about land. Look, all this land, all they had was once vacant land. Now they actually have businesses here. See these guys over here working, building up some other structure here for people to come and consume. Oh, this is prime real estate right here. So you can't buy this land. You can only lease this land right here. So whoever comes in here, they're gonna have to be in the mindset that they cannot buy. They can lease it. So they might get a 99-year lease or a 50-year lease. I'm not for sure however long the lease is gonna be, but nevertheless, they wouldn't own the land. They can only lease that land. So just want to let you make that perfectly clear. So if you have land, you have value, you have wealth. So heaven forbid you should go check out and go through the door. At least you could pass it off to your offspring or your other family members. But like I said, I'm not trying to make this video too long, but I want to show you a lot of stuff here too, because like I said, all this is just vacant land, this available land. And whoever have this land here, they're gonna make some money off of this land, which, I mean, rightfully so. They own the land, why shouldn't they? But this isn't a prime location. At one point in time, there was nothing here. I just want to reiterate that. At one point in time, there was nothing here. See how the right side looked? That's how it was all the way, just nothing. And of course, the left side you see is just buildings and houses and so forth and businesses. But at some point in time, they're gonna put something here. I mean, look all right here to put businesses here and so forth. So again, if you don't have land and you're not trying to acquire any land, I'm not sure what your main focus is. This is prime real estate. You have 3 banks down here. You have the Walmart over here on the left hand side. And whenever a Walmart comes in, other businesses are going to come in the area also because they want to be part of that money, part of that commerce, because you're not going to just go to Walmart alone. If you have other businesses around there also, you're going to patronize everything around that particular Walmart. Maybe not the same day, but at some point in time. Here we have right here on the left hand side is going to be Wells Fargo Bank. Of course, you got a Dairy Queen in the background. AutoZone on the next side of the street. And I want you to keep putting in your mind that at one point in time, because a lot of us just see a building already established, not realizing that it's on somebody's land. Somebody owns that land. So a lot of times we don't think that way. They say, oh man, I see a Walmart, or I see this, I'm looking for this place or that place, but not really realizing that it's on somebody's land. Land is the true thing of value. That's what you need to understand. Land. With land, you can do whatever you want to do with your land. You can build whatever you want to build on your land. There's another bank right here. So Bank of America is right in front of you right here. So that's two. I notice we haven't driven that far. And they have one across the street. You have a CVS over there, and you have your Walgreens. So CVS on one side of the street and Walgreens on the next side of the street, and that's Chase Bank right there. So you have three banks. So it's a very prosperous neighborhood. So of course you're gonna attract a lot of businesses in this neighborhood because look, you got three banks. That's a good sign. You have two drugstores and other businesses around here also. But on top of that too, just a little side note, that all the businesses you've seen in front of you and that I've passed before in this video, not one is owned by African American. Not one. But you're telling me you are. Well, some of us believe that we are gods and goddesses and kings and queens, but I'm trying to see what exactly you're talking about, because your level of understanding is beyond mine. I'm not ashamed to say I don't understand what you're talking about. Your level of understanding is way beyond mine. I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm seeing people, regular, normal human beings who are not gods, who are not goddesses, who are not kings, who are not queens, but they have businesses. You see, they understand economics. They understand commerce. But for some reason, the people who are gods, maybe that's the problem. We're too busy being gods and goddesses and kings and queens to understand that we still have to do with the day-to-day living of regular mortals, human beings. Again, it's all this land. They even got a school on this land. Houses on the right hand side. But this area I'm taking you to now, I want to show you something very, very profound. When Dr. Claude Anderson talks about you don't have a neighborhood and you don't have any businesses in your neighborhood, this is what he's referring to. By the way, in case you haven't figured out, this is a predominantly European American neighborhood. In case you haven't figured it out. In the next video, I'm going to show you, I'm going to make probably later on today. I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to guarantee it. I don't want to have to apologize again, but I'm going to try my best to get it out today. Where I actually went to a different location. So I'm going to use some of this footage here in the video, and along with the new footage that I actually recorded yesterday. Where I go to, you'll be able to tell, without me even telling you what neighborhoods, who actually live in those neighborhoods. But just for the sake of the video, it'll be a predominantly European American neighborhood, which I'll be using this same footage here. And I'll take you to a predominantly African American neighborhood, and one that's a mixed neighborhood where you have African Americans and Mexican Americans, and a little bit of Asian Americans. So just giving you a little forewarning what's to come in the next video. That one's gonna be a little bit long because I took a lot of footage, and it's something very interesting in the video as well. It's kind of funny to me when you see it for yourself. You might not laugh, but to me it was funny because when I saw it, I've been knowing it's there for some time, but it's actually finished now. But you'll have to see the next video to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so there we go. We got more businesses over here. That 7-Eleven is owned and run by Indian people. I have no problem against that, any of this. But again, keep it in mind that at one point there was nothing here, just vacant land. And someone had the idea to say, well, let's build some businesses here, and then they build some apartment buildings, and then they build houses and so forth, and the rest is history. But I'm going to the shopping center here because I want to show you something. All these different businesses in the shopping center. Notice that I'm not cutting the video. This is live video. I didn't cut anything out. I'm just driving from one location to the next. I'm not driving 10 minutes. I mean, just if it wasn't for the stoplights, I'll probably be there already within 5 minutes, if not, if even that much. Got your apartment buildings over here. And coming up on the right hand side, you got your little hospital over here. So again, we are busy being gods and goddesses, and more buildings, and the construction workers are, well, that's another story. All the construction workers are Mexican Americans, but hey, we are busy being gods and goddesses and worrying about the extraterrestrials and the Anunnaki and the gray people and the reptilians and everything else. And this is real. This seems that I think my problem is I spend too much time in reality. That's probably my problem. I don't smoke and I don't drink, so maybe that's the problem. So my mind is always clear, so maybe that's my problem. But I can't help it. So when I hear things that are completely asinine to me, I wonder to myself, what the hell are you talking about? This is real life. Now, keep in mind, like I said, we haven't driven no more than maybe, without the stoplights, about 5 minutes. So where we were at just a second ago with the Walmart and everything else, and this is fairly new. And you can tell that because when you look at the concrete, the newer concrete has a lighter color than the darker concrete. I'll show you a second what I mean. So you have everything over here. You got your chicken joint, and right here the camera actually fell, so I do apologize about that. I actually have to cut it real briefly and put it right back on. Now, all these are pretty fairly new businesses in here. Now, like I said, you can tell the difference between the concrete. So the lighter concrete like this right there just is pretty much fairly newer than the rest of the complex. When you can see the difference in the color of the concrete like this over here now, it's been here a little bit longer than what we just passed through a second ago. But you got your Starbucks and all this stuff in here. And all this is businesses. It's economics right in front of your face. This is businesses.
The time is now 10 a.m.
Once again, that businesses that no African American, I mean not one, owns, not one business in here. And we're going to pass quite a few, okay? Again, maybe my problem is I'm grounded in reality. And you can see, because it's early in the morning, so that's why it doesn't have much people here. I chose to come here early so I don't have to deal with a bunch of cars and people trying to reverse and find a parking space and so forth, just to show you guys what I'm talking about. You see how that new concrete is right there where the construction is? That's what I'm talking about. So see the difference right there? So the concrete here is a little lighter, and then the road is a little darker, so the road let you know they've been there longer than that actual business was there. So all that stuff we just drove through is fairly new. So that's, you learn a little on the extra. Now, over time it'll all be the same color, but you know, when it's new, that's what it looks like. You can easily tell the difference. So all this pretty much is new construction. All this is just vacant land. Keep that in your mind. A couple of years ago, there was nothing. I mean, it all looked like everything over here to the right, just like that. But somebody had the idea to say, well, let's go ahead and use this land. So they had to purchase this land from whoever owned the land. Again, land ownership should be something in our minds. I'm well aware that, you know, have systems in place and whatnot. But if you don't have any land, what do you have to bargain with? And then I'll make that point more clear in the next video I'm going to make. But I just want to show you all these businesses in here and people acquiring land, because with land you can put any business. You notice there's all different types of businesses here. Once you have the land and you have the money, you can put whatever you want on your land. But if you don't have any land, what do you have to bargain with? All you can be is a consumer. That's all you can be. It's just consume. And for some people, I mean, that might be all they want to do is just consume. That's cool. I'm not going to begrudge you for that. But as for me, I'm trying to focus on land ownership. So if push comes to shove, if the bare minimum I can do with the land is just farm, but at least I'll be able to produce my own food. At least that. You know, but I mean, with the mindset I have, I'm going to do more than just that. But at least, if all I can do is just farm, but at least I can just farm. And maybe I can farm enough food where I can start exporting some food. So I can start making some money from that. I don't care what type of farming you plan to do, whether it be aquaponics, bioponics, or hydroponics, aeroponics, or whatever you plan to do. You have to do it on some type of land. You know, vertical farming, whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna need land. You can't vertical farm in the air. You can't aquaponics in the air. You're gonna have to put it in somebody's land, either be your own or somebody else's land. Okay, that's a fact. So I don't care what type of farming you plan to do. You're gonna need land to do it on. Whether it be a quarter acre, half an acre, full acre, whatever, 10 acres, whatever, you're gonna need land. I wanted to show you that too. That new Jack in the Box is building up, so you can see that what I'm saying. That over a period of time, they're actually populating all this vacant land. So soon they're gonna have something everywhere, you know, except for the gutter areas. They're not gonna put nothing in the guts, but you get the point. They're having new businesses. So why wouldn't other businesses want to be over here? Because they see one business attracts another and attracts another. Before you know, you have a little shopping center. You have many other businesses, but the main thing is you have to have land to put those businesses on. So it doesn't do you any good if all you have is an idea, but you don't have any way to act out your ideas. You see, I remember a long time ago, that apartment complex you seen behind you, that was the only thing here for a long period of time. And over a period of time, it just populated like this Aldi food store that just recently opened up. But again, and they did it in phases. So don't think you have to do it all one time. They did it in phases. I could tell you, just look at the concrete if you don't believe me. They did it in phases. This is all fairly new. You can tell by the color of the concrete. I keep saying that again to draw that point home. But look at the businesses they have over here. And again, I'm gonna keep saying it over and over, not one. And we passed quite a few businesses, not one is owned by an African American. But I'm the one with the issue because I'm grounded in reality. I'm the one that has a problem. I'm the one you want to call names. But this is reality. I can sit there and talk. See, I don't like to be that kind of person. Just I can have a black screen on and just talk all day. But I want to show you. This is real life. This footage was taken 2 days ago. Well, 2 days ago. I think, 2 days ago, I believe. I'm so damn busy. I forget what day it is, man. I think today's Thursday. If it's not, it's not a big deal. But this footage was taken this week. It wasn't taken 10 years ago. It was taken this week. Okay? And you see, you have many different businesses, not the same, all different types of businesses. So do they understand something we don't? Maybe their problem too is they're not focused on being gods and goddesses and kings and queens. They're focused on just being regular people and catering to regular people's needs. I don't know how you cater to a god and a goddess. I don't know what a god and goddess need. I don't know. But they know what regular people need. So maybe, like I always said, we should use what works. So maybe we should spend less time focusing on being gods and goddesses and kings and queens and focus on being regular people, catering to regular people's needs. Just maybe, just a thought. Of course, you got your Walmart. Your Target right here. Your Ross. It's all one big shopping center. I'm not for sure how much acres of land it's occupying, but it's a lot of land, as you can see for yourself. I'm not cutting the footage. I'm just driving around the complex to show you how much land it really is. I really hope you understand what I'm trying to show you here. I'm not just doing it for the sake of me doing it. I mean, I already know where the shopping center was located at. I don't need to do it for myself, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to show you. Then when people out there talking all this weird stuff that doesn't pertain to you right now in the here and now, how to improve your life right now, is a waste of time. Right now, I know it's very popular everybody seems to have a video decoding that movie Get Out. Everybody focusing on this is what they're talking about. The black man, the white woman. That's the terms you guys use. Listen, I hate to tell you this. Interracial relationships have been going on long before everybody on this planet was born right now. And I hate to tell you this for some of you who don't want to hear that, but it's going to be going on long after you're dead. It's not a damn thing you're going to do about it. But I understand. It's something to talk about. I understand. You could try to convince other people as much as you want not to do something, but that doesn't work. The American government tried to convince people not to drink. Remember the Prohibition Act? That didn't work out. But hey, moving along. You see all the other stores here? And we're still driving. Still in the same complex. All on top of someone's land. And once you build a shopping center, you have spaces available for lease. You can generate revenue. So people who live around here will come up here and shop. So when Dr. Claude Anderson is talking about making your money bounce, this is what he's referring to. You see how many different stores you have in here that you can make your money bounce from one person's hand to the next person's hand? You see the majority of people around here are European Americans, right? So they make their money bounce one person with the next person with the next person. I mean, you got everything pretty much you're looking for around here. And that's the idea. Making your money bounce. But of course, when African Americans, we are busy being everything else, so we don't make our money bounce even once. But I will be called a type of animal because I point out that fact. Because I don't spend my time focusing on decoding movies, and because you're only going to have another movie to decode in a couple of months, and the next month after that, we all going to be decoding the movie. But it's funny to me that you spend your money going to these theaters where you don't own any theater, and spend your money to get in there and to decode a movie. Well, I understand why some people do it because they make money from the videos and stuff like that. That's cool. I'm not against that, but the only problem I have per se will be the people who believe that that's just really good information, that they should just stop there, and they get lost in the fantasies. Not saying what they're saying doesn't have some type of merit, but as I already stated before, you're not going to change anything. Focus on things that you can change, and that's like me trying to change a racist person to like me. Well, I'm not going to spend my time doing that because it's going to waste my time. The only thing I can do is change the way I perceive them and move on. Okay? But hey, I know a lot of people spend a lot of time trying to change people and convince people of things, and in the end you end up wasting your time. You end up getting hurt because if you can't convince them, you waste a lot of time trying to convince them. So do what you feel like doing. Again, I don't provide these videos to say what you have to do. It's just the information. I'm an intellectual farmer. What you feel like doing, you do. But just know while we out there decoding movies and stargazing and studying what aliens and Anunnakis and gray people and shapeshifters and lizard people and astral projecting, and don't worry about this life because we're going to leave this physical body soon and we're going to transport to some other planet. I mean, some of the stuff you guys talk about, man, you guys need to start writing books about this stuff. You'll make good money writing your books because a lot of fictions. I mean, you would really make a lot of good money. But you see how that land looks in front of you right there? That's how this place used to look. Nothing but virgin land. Nothing but virgin land. Somebody had the foresight to say, you know what, let's build a shopping center here. I mean, so you see how many stores are in there. You see how much land is actually occupied. You know, I didn't even drove through the whole thing, but I said, well, let me go back in there and show you a little bit more of it real quick before I decide to leave out. And like I said, look how many stores in there, all in one location. You don't have to go driving 20 miles to go find one store. And that's another problem you have in the African American community. You might have some businesses, but if they're not close together like this, nobody's going to, like Dr. Claude Anderson said, nobody's going to drive 20 miles looking for your store. No, if it ain't close where I can find it, I'm not going to do all the driving. It doesn't make any sense. You have to think sensibly. And whoever designed this particular complex, they had a lot of foresight in mind. I mean, they had pretty much everything you need in here. And have tons of place to eat. So if you want to eat, believe me, you're hungry. Because I mean, you're shopping over a period of time, you're going to get hungry, of course. So that place for you to shop. Tons of places. Take your pick. This is the thing. This is a Chick-fil-A right here, I believe. So take your pick. As I stated before, not one business in here. Not one. I want to drum that point home. Not one of all the different businesses you see in here, not one is owned by an African American. But you would tell me we're not doing that bad. You would tell me everything is okay. You would tell me we are gods and goddesses. We are kings and queens. We were the first people on the planet, which I believe that just based on all the research I've done. I believe that. But how we come from being the first people on the planet to being the last people on the planet? How does that work? We are the last ones. Not socially, economically, we are at the bottom. So we're the last. How does that work? And that might hurt your feelings. In-N-Out Burger right there. That might hurt your feelings. But how does that work from being the first people on the planet? Doesn't that mean we're supposed to have a natural head start? Which means, to me, it means our condition should be a lot better. But for some reason, if I say this, and what I'm saying in this video, it's gonna offend some people. I mean, I can guarantee I have a very small viewer base, and I can guarantee this video is gonna get a little bit of views. But I can guarantee it might get, even if this video was to get 2 views in the whole life cycle of this video, out of those 2 views, one person is gonna dislike it. It just goes with the territory. I don't understand, but it's just a lot of us are not grounded in reality. That's why I say we're suffering from schizophrenia, delusional. And then a lot of us are also suffering from DPD, dependent personality disorder. So if the personality doesn't tell you what to think, you don't think it. And you depend so much on these personalities, whether it be news personalities, radio, television, even right here on YouTube personalities. If they don't speak about that particular topic, you feel it's not worthy. As if for some weird reason you don't even want to use your brain anymore. You have it, but you don't use it. And some of you guys later on in life, I hate to say this, might actually develop dementia because you don't use your brain. You just no, I'm not going to think of things. Tell me to focus on this. That's exactly what I'm going to focus on. The European, nothing else. Okay, well, let me know how that works out for you. Well, everybody's focusing on businesses, building businesses and acquiring land and everything else. Let me know how that works out for you. Just focusing, all right, the European. He's a devil. Okay, I got you. No problem. I believe you. You're not gonna get me arguing with you. Whatever works for you, whatever you see fit to do, you go ahead and do it. But I'm taking you back to the next direction now. So we're leaving from that shopping center. We're gonna end up at a hardware store. But I want to show you how far the hardware store is from here, because everything is pretty much close together. Whatever you can think. So they already had the knowledge to think about all that stuff beforehand. So they had the foresight. Right here, construction workers are all Mexican Americans. But hey, what am I talking about, right? The dynamic has changed. And we're still in the same, some of us still in the 50s and 60s. The whole playing field has shifted. And we're still playing the same game from back in the 1950s and 60s. We want to march and protest. Damn. Where's the evolution? We don't think that far ahead, do we? We're waiting for the personalities to tell us, hey, okay guys, hear ye. Is this microphone on? Testing. Is this microphone on? Okay, this is what we're gonna do now. Talk. So this is a new plan. You could be marching from now till the day you die. If you don't put forth some efforts to start making a conscious change, you can forget about it. Okay? What you're seeing happening in America is going to be happening all around the world. All this vacant land on the right hand side, like I said, belongs to somebody. Every once in a while you might see horses and cows in the field here. See the hay bales over there. I think you might see a cow or something in the background there. All this used to be country a long time ago. But I just want to show you all this stuff here. All this here at one point had nothing. I keep want to drum that home. Everything you need comes from the land. Even if you want to get someplace to live, you gotta first have some land. You can't put, even if you don't build a house, if all you have is a trailer, well, you gotta put the trailer someplace. You just can't put it on the side of the road because it'll be towed away. So you have to have the land, or at least some land from somebody, or something along the lines of having land. So if everything deals with land, Wouldn't it make sense? I'm just saying. I'm just some random guy on the internet. Some of y'all might say I'm a random idiot on the internet. That's cool, no problem. But wouldn't it make sense? I'm just saying, to me, wouldn't it make sense to acquire land? Since land is the basis of survival. If you're gonna plant food, well, they're gonna come from the land. And even if you plan to do, like I said, aeroponics, which you don't have to put it in the soil, or aquaponics, you don't have to use soil, but you have to put your plant someplace. The ponics, so you can use aquaponics, you have to put it somewhere. Hydroponics, bioponics, you got to put it somewhere. Like I said, you can't be doing aquaponics on the side of the highway, because that's not going to work. You and I both know, with all the rules and regulations has in this country, that they will not allow you to do that. You have to own the land or lease the land or something, or have permission to use the land. So wouldn't it make sense to acquire some land? And this is what they refer to when they said the elders have failed the youth, which they have, because they didn't spend any time acquiring land. They spent times out there getting down in the disco era, all that free love going on in the 60s and the 70s, not focusing on what was actually important. Yes, education is the only takes you so far, though, because like I stated many times before, if someone doesn't validate you with a job, what do you have? An educated poor person or educated homeless person. There are many people, if you talk to some of these homeless people, you'll be surprised how many of them have college degrees. You would be surprised. But I know many of y'all don't see that. You see them like some of you treat them like lepers, as if they're not even human. So you try your best not even to give them eye contact, let alone talk to them. Oh hell no, I'm not gonna talk to any homeless person. I don't have time for that. Get a job, you bum. That's the attitude some of us have. Not realizing that we could be easily in the same situation. Nevertheless, they say, according to the book, they say, do unto others if you have them do unto you. But hey, that's a golden rule, right? It's just a rule a lot of people don't like to follow. Nevertheless, I just want to show you all this here. I keep drumming the same point over and over in myself. Okay, we get it. Yeah, no, you don't get it. Because you're still focusing on stuff that are superfluous, that is superfluous to you. But I know why severe case of schizophrenia. I know why DPD, dependent personality disorder. I know why. You don't want to face reality. And if this video cut into your spirit and got you upset, then you might not want to watch the next video if you're an African American person, because you're really going to get your feelings hurt, because what I'm going to show you in that video is going to really upset you. Really upset you. Well, at least it should. Some of you guys have emotional blunting, so you don't feel anything with anything. Oh, I don't care. Whatever. It's cool. No problem. I can't make anyone do anything. Like they say, you can only bring the horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink. And my job is just to provide the information. What you do with it is up to you. Like I said, I never tell you have to do anything. Do what you feel like doing. But I brought you on this road to show you that all on the one side is just vacant land. And the left side, it's a school. You have houses. At some point in time, if I'm in the same state, which I probably would not be, but if I was to come back here, they'll have businesses all across here at some point in time. You see, like I keep saying, to do it in phases. They don't do it all one time. They do it in phases. See, they put houses over here, okay, in phases. Once they sell them all out, sooner or later, it's okay, we're going to build some more houses here. It's called city planning. See, the city planners. So they're planning for human needs. They're planning for regular mortals, not gods and goddesses. And they're damn sure not planning for royalty, kings and queens. They're planning for what will people need around here. Well, they're going to need schools, they're going to need houses, they're going to need places to eat, they need places to get gas, they need places to buy building supplies, etc. As you can see, we're not too far. This is all pretty much houses here. Coming up to the stoplight on the left-hand side, you have a gas station that's owned by some Indian people. Another one, I think this is a 7-Eleven, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's a 7-Eleven. Yeah, I think it's a 7-Eleven. That's owned and controlled by Indian people. But hey, what did they know? They just know to get into business, right? But They're not gods and goddesses, so they just focusing on businesses. While we focusing on everything under the sun except what really matters. More residentials area, and then we have a school coming up on the left hand side, elementary school. Again, this area we're driving in right now is predominantly European American. Well, you can tell by just how the roads look and how this is what you call I guess you could call it a middle class, or what they call a middle class neighborhood. You get the chicken joint, Sonics, and the right side of the street you have nothing. But mark my words, at some point there will be something there. But so whoever owns the land, the person have to purchase it or lease it from them, which means they'll be making money off of their land. But hey, we're not ready to face that reality. So that's why we spend a lot of time daydreaming and stargazing and reflecting back at, and then playing the victim every second we got. Every second we have, we play the victim. Never once thinking to ourselves, maybe we can be the victors for once. No, we don't work with that logic at all. So it's a Home Depot. So we're not even, if I had taken the highway, we're less than one exit away from this Home Depot. But I went the back road to show you the scenery I wanted to show you. So we're less than one exit from a building supply store. So you roughly have everything you need in less than a 2-mile radius. I wonder why they designed it that way. Maybe it was the fact that it had humans living in between these establishments that are actually going to patronize these businesses. Maybe. Another Dairy Queen. Maybe. I don't know, right? Maybe they had the foresight that people are going to need a tire shop to get the tires fixed. Maybe. Or they're going to need a building supply store. Maybe. Oh, just a quick side note. Brother Tyrese, all the people talking all this stuff about you, brother, I only got one question. If you're happy, I am happy for you. I can care less if you're African, European, Asian, Latin American. I don't care, brother. If you're happy, I am happy for you. To everybody who wants to hate, let them keep hating. You do you, and that's all you need to worry about, man. Don't worry about all the people telling you what you need to do. And people never gonna be happy for you regardless. And again, to people who want to focus on interracial and say, well, I don't like it. Who gives a crap what you like? Just do you. Live your life and let other people live their own life. What y'all feel? Y'all want to dictate the terms of someone else's life for them. You live your life and let them live theirs. That's it. My 2 cents. I am out.